Hey guys, thank you for tuning in to whatever this is about to be. So, you're seeing me. I know you're probably wondering what that means, but I lost the Magic Monday competition. Peter won, Sleightly won. Everybody, give it up. Give it up for him, because he doesn't have to share his deepest, darkest secrets with you like I am about to. Let's try to dig into our traumatic past and learn a little bit more about each other. This is the time that I almost killed a professional, world-class magician. There's a town that some of you might know of called Colon, Michigan. Now, Colon is the magic capital of the world, so they hold multiple events every year that are totally magic-based. They have festivals where many magicians come and perform, stage shows, street magic, close-up, places where you'll see some of the most famous magicians from around the world just in this small little town for a day or two. And this is because it has a very rich history in magic. I won't go into that now, but it is extremely interesting and I encourage everybody to learn more about it. In my act, I have some audience participation. Well, during the act in the competition, which was actually a part of a larger show, they didn't really want to participate. They kind of just wanted to watch the magic. This can be a very big issue for a lot of performers who, rely on some of their moments to be in the audience's hands because in the end it's a bigger effect. During one of the pieces that I was performing, the audience just didn't want to participate. This allowed me to go over around 8 seconds of the competition time. Had the audience performed how I expected them to, I would have gone far under that time. And I can understand that was partially my fault because audience management is a hard thing, especially for someone who doesn't have that much practice on stage. As I'm saying, I was disqualified for going over time. And that was upsetting, but it was harder to swallow because there was only 3. There were only 1, 2, 3 people in the competition, me included. There was only 1, 2, 3 different prizes to give out. Do the math! 1, 2, 3. To add another layer to it, I also was told that I scored the highest out of everyone. But that's not even why we're here today! In my act, one of the second things that I do is I have knives laid out on a table. There's some good-looking knives, I'd say, I wouldn't say that, but they were good-looking knives. Come on, they're shiny, they're well-kept kitchen knives. There was a large one that was more of a bread knife, there was a steak knife, and there was more of a curved knife. I'm not as obsessed with knives, don't even say that I am. These knives were on a table. I pick them all up at a certain point, and I start to move them in my little magic boy hands. I start to move them in my hands, and I begin to act like maybe I'm gonna juggle them, maybe I'm gonna throw them, maybe I'm gonna sing to them. They don't know what's happening. I'm just holding the knives, and I say it's time for something dangerous. And then I just toss the knives onto the table. I pick up a deck of 52 red beauties, and I say, with a deck of cards. So it's time to do something dangerous with a deck of cards. That got a laugh. I don't know if it deserved one. I thought it was funny. When you're carrying knives, I thought it would be better to just wrap one cloth over it than wrap a bunch over it and take up a bunch of space. So just one cloth over it, rubber band, maybe 2, I don't really remember. There was a couple, and they were around the handles, keeping the knives together. When you're nervous, sometimes you start to do things with your hands. You might throw something, you might tap a pen, but for me, it was tossing a bundle of knives. I was just tossing the bundle of knives in my hand, just tossing them and tossing them. I was just flipping the knives at the front of the audience because no one was really in there. There was one gentleman to my left though. He didn't ask me what I was flipping in my hands. Little did he know, it was a bundle of knives. But he would know that very soon. As I was flipping the bundle of knives, suddenly I realized that the bundle had gotten a little bit lighter. And as I'm tossing it, something shiny starts to emerge from the cloth, and the knife, one of the larger ones, soars out of the cloth. As I'm flipping them with my right hand and I manage to catch it, let's say this is his face. Clearly it's not, it's mine. Catch it like right about here in front of his face. Just a knife. He didn't even know about the knives. Imagine how he felt. We both were like, times like 10. Like you could fit a sailboat in our mouths. But as we both exchanged those glances, we managed to laugh it off, because it was that or follow through with it. I couldn't help but think, man, I just saved that guy's life. It wasn't until after the show that I learned that the person I caught that knife in front of, we just laughed it off at the time. We got over it surprisingly quick. But he was one of the judges. Steve Owens. He's well known for performing at the Magic Castle a bunch of times. I believe he's represented the USA at the World Championships of Magic. He was super nice. I thought that he was gonna, possibly show me the knives that he has to flip, but he just presented me with some really good remarks, and he told me that he hadn't laughed that hard in a very long time. So that had a long-lasting impression on me as a budding performer, and I really appreciate you, Steve, and thank you for letting me tell this story, because I almost killed you, but it wasn't on purpose.